And what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Johnny. This is our bus Smiles with Smiles. Reagan is not here. Nick is here.
Hi.
And we're back. We left you guys kind of on a somber mood last video, but you know, we're back at it. Things happen. You know, sometimes you get down, you get discouraged, but you jump back on it, and so that's what we're doing. And we're just kind of changing our focus here a little bit. Obviously still figuring things out with our whole Rust situation. Feel free to go watch that video quick if you need some context there. Reagan and I were here yesterday, so let me first give you a quick recap of what we did yesterday.
I started out right where I'd left off, the rusty floor in the front. Slowly cut away the layers to reveal the problems and be able to get a better look. Thankfully, upon further inspection, replacing the rot shouldn't require as much welding and special fabrication as I had originally thought. Then, it was time to frame the ceiling. Each spot where the boards laid needed to be sanded flat to ensure they laid flat and adhered well. We cut a few longer 2x4s to hold pressure against the top, but getting them up there proved to be quite the challenge. So yeah, that happened. I hadn't thought about the additional weight that those 2x4s had added. Thankfully, nothing happened as it's one big molded piece of fiberglass, but now we know our roof will never go unsupported again. After we positioned them, we got carried away and decided to fill in the remaining gap of the furring strip. Using any remaining wood, we managed to get them propped up and held in place to cure for the next week. No more wood left to prop up new pieces, we shifted focus to the front grille. We had some rubberized undercoating left over and figured, why not? It turned out to be great and should hopefully hold up to some abuse.
What'd you say?
I said I wanted to get you doing that from out there when it's so boring. Wow.
Do you Empire fall?
People say they hate you. Don't come crawling back to me.
So we got some more framing done, which is super exciting. And now that that is sitting and curing, Nick and I are actually gonna get some framing done on the floor. So we don't have all of our subfloor pieces secured. We need one little bit of welding left back in the corner, but we're gonna subfloor or frame out the subfloor that we can today and just kind of take another step forward in the right direction. Obviously, you know, this is kind of, we're doing this in bits and pieces here, but that's kind of how we're working, and it's something different, something we can knock out, something I know we can do, and it's not going to really affect our ability to do anything else, and it's moving us forward in the right direction. So Nick and I are going to get going. Reg is staying back doing some work at the house today. I feel good about our progress today. Maybe have one other person coming by. We're using 2x3s to frame out our subfloor here. I think 2-inch screws I got. So that's what we'll be doing. Here we go.
There's really nothing too complicated about this, guys. Make a perimeter with the 2x3s all the way around and then put horizontal boards about every 18 inches. We decided to go with 2x3s because that would give us 1.5 inches of insulation in the floor, and that's what we're doing in the ceiling as well. The 2x4s are 1.5 inches thick, so it matches that insulation there. I will say having a person to measure and cut while the other was inside screwing down the pieces definitely sped up the process, so thank you to Nick and Josh for being a helping hand here. We ended up deciding to add a center strip as well, since that's where the majority of our foot traffic and a lot of the weight changes will be.
We have been working away, guys. Josh and Nick were both just here. You saw Nick was already here. My buddy Josh came by. He hadn't seen the bus since it had seats in it, so it was cool to see his reaction to everything. But check it out, guys. Look at all this framing. So we've framed out the subfloor all the way to the front of the bus here. So, you know, this is where the front is. We still got to secure this front piece down. We're gonna do a horizontal piece here anyway, so I said, well, we could start the subfloor. We don't necessarily need this to be finished, although we did take a step further in getting this finished here. Check that out, ready for insulation. Obviously, didn't go all the way back. Get some 1.5 inches of insulation in here, get our plywood on here, and we can be set. So, it's only 2:40. I'm staying here, I'm gonna keep cranking, and I think I'm gonna start building some framing on the windows, which pretty exciting, pretty cool. Just the fact that we're building and like this was pretty easy. I mean, subfloor obviously is gonna be one of the easier parts of the build. It's not terribly complicated. The fact that we're building in here and I'm about to build out some more framing is pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. We're pretty close to insulating the floor here, which is super exciting. But I'm gonna keep going and keep this gravy train rolling. So let's get working.
Hey look, I found more fiberglass to cut. After I cleaned up the fiberglass, I finalized the positioning of the 2x3 running below the windows. Our windows have metal framing around them that give them a great mounting point to screw into, so these boards were super solid and felt really good about the placement of them.
Alright guys, I figured I would go ahead and show you today's progress. I'm just about to wrap up. Got some final vacuuming and cleaning up of all the tools and all the mess we made cutting fiberglass today, so you know that means a lot of dust. And cutting wood today, so you know that means even more dust. But I've only got a few minutes left on the memory card, so I'll show you real quick. I also did these pieces just below the windows. And then I did that over here, almost all the way back. There's one piece we gotta do on either side. And then I started doing these verticals. We have a couple more 2x2s, but they're so warped we can't use them. They definitely weren't warped when we bought them, so they've warped as they've been sitting here. We bought them a long time ago, so that could be part of the reason why. We know we need some more 2x2s. We know we need some more 2x3s, and we still gotta do all the 2x2s here yet, but let me show you a few quick things. You can see here,
with the subflooring, rather than trying to notch out all these, we just left a gap here because basically the plywood is going to notch around here and go all the way to this edge. So we didn't feel the need to take the time to notch these out because really the plywood is just going to sit on top here. Insulation is going to come to here, and we can fill that with little great stuff, foam in a can, whatnot. And then we also left this gap back here to spray some great stuff and insulation back there. And we did the same thing. The same thing here between the metal and there. So we want to get some insulation and go ahead and get some spray foam in a can and shove it in between there. Help just fill up everything. I can see my clock ticking. I've only got like a minute left on the memory card. So I'm not saying this is the end of the video. I think I'm going to come back another day this week. I'm just in the groove. I'm determined. This framing feels good to do. And I know I could come back a weeknight or something this week, even though I've got some things to do. Could come back and knock some good progress out. It's just a matter of getting more lumber here, honestly. So that's it for now. I'm gonna get cleaning up. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching the video this far. We're making big steps, people. We're making big steps. Spirits are up. Obviously we hit a roadblock, but we're back from that. So we're gonna go to Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Not really sure, but we'll see you then. And welcome to today, Wednesday, the day we're putting out this vlog. And I am back here to finish up some of the framing. Obviously we still have some more framing to go in the ceiling and things like that, but finishing up the bits going below the windows and going up the windows. So had some pieces back here. We had to replace some rotted plywood that was sandwiched in between the windows the window frame and some fiberglass. So I replaced that over here on this side.
Got this side secured up, that side secured up. So I'm rolling. I gotta do one more. We gotta do this upright yet on this side and on the other side. And then I'm actually gonna, right now, I think, do some little spray foaming in some of the cracks. So now that we've got the running boards going all the way below the windows here, we're gonna spray in that crack just below the wood and just above the metal that we've put in there to hopefully just kind of fill up that whole area. I've been cruising away here. Wanted to come here today and get a little bit more for this vlog and make it a little bit more substantial. But also, I picked up our metal that we're gonna use to reinforce our roof. So we'll talk about that when it comes time to putting that in. But picked that up from Metal Supermarkets today. So that's super exciting. That's like a big step once we get the metal up here and this roof reinforced and we can get these poles out of here. That is gonna be an amazing day. So that's not that far away, you guys. At least getting some poles in the back. It's really not that far away where we're gonna be able to get these guys the heck out of here. So we're excited about that. So I'm gonna keep going here. It's about noon and I've gotta go back and still edit this vlog. This is part of it, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep cruising and see what else I can get knocked out. Here we go. Alright guys, and I think that is going to be it for me here today. It's 1:30. I haven't eaten lunch and I still got to drive back home. But feeling super accomplished with everything that we've gotten done this video in these last couple days, or this last week really. Let's do a quick recap of everything we got done. Show you the final picture here of this week's work. Our vertical 2x2 posts in between all of the windows. 2x3 running below the windows. We got some of our 2x3 subfloor framing done. Little bits of spray foam starting to seal everything off there. And even a little bit of spray foam in there. Trying to seal this guy up. We'll put some more. I ran out, but that guy, I ended up adding this center beam. So we had talked, or we've kind of been talking about how we've been adhering these. And I was originally going to put two boards that met in the middle and kind of made a peak because there's a slight peak. But we actually ended up, Greg and I talked about it yesterday, and we decided we're going to do a 2x3 there, so it's not quite as wide, and the chance of it laying flat against there would be the highest. That's now up and curing, so hopefully this whole back area will be done curing in about a week, because now that board's got set for a week. These side ones we're going to be done this weekend, but now with the middle one, we'll have to keep something on the middle one. As you can see, they're really nice and jankily put up there, but I'm glad I at least got the middle one all the way to the emergency exit hatch, which we'll be messing with that eventually. But it's set, it's curing. I'm gonna be coming back one day this weekend. I've got a wedding to shoot on Saturday, but Sunday I'm gonna be coming back. Reagan won't be here this weekend, but more bus work to come this upcoming week. Like I said, we picked up the metal for the ceiling, so hopefully this week we can, or you know, once everything is kind of dried, we can start to get some of the metal up in the ceiling to really reinforce it, get our posts up, and just say goodbye to our trusty posts here. So feeling accomplished, feeling good about everything, feeling good about where we're at. You know, it sometimes just takes a change of project to get a little wind under your sails. Not the first time we've experienced that change of project, giving us a little bit of extra motivation, but this is definitely one of them. Framing is one of those projects where it's just visually you can really see the difference and you can feel that you're really making the difference building. So super excited about that, super excited about what's to come. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked anything in the video, if you found anything helpful in the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up And if it's not the first video of ours you've watched, go ahead and subscribe, even if it is the first video of ours that you've watched. We have so many to come. Obviously, this bus has got a long journey ahead of it, and then there's the adventures afterwards that we have yet to take. So we're super, super excited to be here, to be doing this, feeling grateful, and excited to have you guys along for the ride. So thank you so much for any comment, like, anything that you can do to support our channel. We love to see that you're here. We love to hear that you're here. Let us know what you think about the framing. Let us know about the job you think we're doing, if it makes sense, what you would have done differently, what you have done differently, how you framed out your Skoolie, or maybe what you're thinking as far as framing out your Skoolie. I gotta get home and get editing this so we can get it to you guys by 8 p.m. Central, like we do every Wednesday, or most Wednesdays at least. But I'm gonna get home, and so we will see you on the next one.